Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about this little cutie here. This is the Polene Numero Neuf Mini. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it is the number 9 mini size from the Polene Paris handbag collection. I've had this bag now for a little over a month, and I know that many of you have been waiting for this review, so I'm going to be quite in-depth here. I'm going to go into a lot of detail. First, I'm going to show you close-ups of the design and the craftsmanship, and then we're going to talk about the size, and I'll compare this bag with some other bags so you can see how the size compares, and then we'll talk about the weight of the bag. Yes, I'll use my scale to weigh it. I'll also show you what fits inside, and I'll talk about wear and tear. Again, I've only had the bag for a little over a month, but I can show you the wear and tear, and also I'll talk about how I store the bag, and then I'll finish out the video with some mod shots. So hope you'll enjoy. So let's talk about the design, this unique, very, very beautiful, graceful, draped design. The craftsmanship is really impeccable, especially at this price point. I think if you're familiar with Polene, it's a Parisian brand, then you will know that the value for the money is there. As you can see, this is beautiful grained black leather here, and I don't know, every time I look at the draping and how it's so softly folded, I'm pretty amazed. I feel like it would take a lot of skill from the artisan. All of these bags are handcrafted, made in Spain. And this again is the mini version of the Numero Neuf, the number 9. And as you can see, the sides are beautifully draped and folded. Just has a very, very soft feminine silhouette. On the side here, you have the Polene branding, but it's very discreet, not loud at all. And then what I love is the bottom here. So they've done some interesting stitch work here. So you can see that this bottom is quite wide compared to the rest of the bag. And it is quite sturdy, even though it's soft. As you can see, it's very, very sturdy. So far in using this bag pretty regularly over the last month or so, I have not seen any sagging, and that's something I was honestly kind of worried about. You know, the bag is so beautiful, but I thought without a structured bottom and sides, I wonder if this would start to kind of sag down. But as you can see, the draping is done so strategically, so there's absolutely no sagging. And I have watched reviews of this bag in the larger original size, and again, I've not seen any sagging in even some of the older bags that have been in use. So I think this is just a brilliant way to design a bag. This is the handle. The top handle is not removable. It is part of the bag. It's really soft. It's quite generous. And then you've got this longer strap. I use this to wear it on my shoulder or crossbody. It is entirely removable if you want. I'll show you, as you can see here. And it has got plenty of holes for adjustment depending on height. So on this side here, you'll see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. I happen to be about 5 feet 6 inches tall, and I use the right center, dead center hole here. So if you're taller than me or more petite, this should work perfectly fine because you can adjust. And let me just show you the level of detail here. I don't know if you can see, but even on these little studs, it says Polene on the top and the bottom. It also says Polene on this side, the inner stud and the outer stud, and then it even has Polene in tiny little letters on the side of this ring here. So the level of detail, it's very, very, very meticulous, very intricate. So I think it's a beautiful bag. I was really torn between the original size and the mini size, but as you'll see later in this video, in my mod shots, I am really glad I chose this one because it's perfect. I can carry it in my hand, I can carry it in the crook of my arm as well, but I can also wear it on my shoulder and crossbody, and it's really, really comfortable. So this is how it opens up. Now the opening is not huge, so let's be mindful of that. My hand, I have pretty big hands and long fingers. I think if you are regulars here, you'll be familiar with my hands, but as you can see, I can go in and out very, very easily. The only thing is that the inside of this one is the matching black fabric lining, so anytime any handbag has black lining, it's a little bit hard to see your stuff, right? So there's that factor, but otherwise pretty easy for me to get in and out of. And then here is a magnetic closure. There are no other pockets on the inside. Don't know if you can see, but it is one open compartment. So that is it for the design and the craftsmanship. The feel of the leather is really beautiful. The smell of the leather is really beautiful. And not intentionally, but a few times I did wear this out and I got caught in the rain at least 3 times. And one time it was raining pretty heavy suddenly. That's what happens when you're just walking around streets of Manhattan with no umbrella. And I have to say I was really happily surprised because the rain got all over it and I just kind of wiped it off. I wasn't wearing a jacket. It's almost summer weather now, so I was just wearing shirt and shorts, and I had nothing to protect this with. I had no cover, no jacket to put over it. So I had to just kind of wipe it like this. And the water, the rain droplets, they came off pretty quickly and easily, and it didn't leave any damage at all anywhere on the leather. So I just wanted to mention that as well in terms of sturdiness and durability. And I don't know if they market this as being water resistant, but I found it to be pretty strong when caught in the rain on 3 occasions. So definitely wanted to mention that as well. Now, in terms of size, I always say I can show you the measurements with the tape measure, but you could honestly just look that up on any website. So if you go onto the Polene website, they will give you the measurements, but sometimes I suppose it's helpful to see. So at the very bottom of the base, it is roughly 9 inches across, but of course up here it gets a little bit more narrow. So at the most narrow part of the bag at the top, it's about 5 inches, and then height from top to bottom is about 5.5 inches. This drop length for the top handle, that might be helpful. Oh, the magnet is sticking to the tape measure here. It is about 4 inches, okay? But I think what might be more helpful is a comparison with some of the other bags that I have that you might be familiar with. But here is the side of the base at the very bottom, again about 5 inches, and then at the narrower top, closer to a little shy of 4 inches, maybe 3.5 to 3.75 inches at the top. Okay, so let me grab some of the other bags that I have. Okay, so here is the Polene bag next to the Givenchy Antigona Mini size. And as you can see, the Antigona Mini is definitely larger. It has somewhat of a similar silhouette now that I look at it. Don't know if you guys agree, but as you can see, this is what it looks like from the side. And the bottom, let's see if I can do this. Yeah, it's pretty similar in silhouette, except the Antigona is much more structured, has these clean lines, versus the Polene Numero Neuf or Neuf, I don't know again if I'm pronouncing that correctly, has more of like these soft drapey lines. So that is one comparison. Let me grab another bag. Okay, here it is next to the Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis. And wow, the Pochette Métis looks so rectangular, right? Compared to this drapey sort of architectural, sculptural look that the Polene bag has. Pros and cons to both. I love both bags, actually. I've grown quite smitten with the Polene bag over the last month. And you know this is an old favorite of mine, the Pochette Métis, but that's what it looks like. So obviously the Pochette Métis is going to sit more closely against the body. Although this here, because it's quite soft, it does mold nicely to the body as well. So there we go. And then let me get another bag. This is also pretty comparable, I would say. Here is my Louis Vuitton Speedy BB in the lambskin. And this is maybe a centimeter smaller than the Speedy B20 size, if you're more familiar with that. So there we go. It looks like the top handle is very similar. I think the Speedy BB top handle has a little bit more room. As you can see, this is a bit narrower and this is a little bit more wide, but still they kind of look like cousins, right? Maybe because they're both black. More comparable than I would have expected. The zipper opening on the Speedy BB is more generous compared to the opening here on the Polene. Then you have the Chanel Mini, or the mini rectangular flap, I should say. And as you can see here, the body of the mini flap is fairly similar in size to the Polene. So if you own this bag or you're familiar with it, then you can probably get a sense of the capacity on the inside. It's going to be fairly similar, I would guess. But the base of the bag on the Polene is much wider, as you can see. And then I have one more bag I want to show you. Here, another Louis Vuitton, the Pochette Accessoire. And you can see here in terms of length, the pochette accessoire is just a little bit longer, but I think a lot of you are familiar with this one, so I thought it might be helpful, as you can see. So lengthwise, it's going to be similar. Obviously, this is a very different kind of bag. It's a soft pouch, rectangular, it's very slim, but I thought it might be helpful to have this comparison as well. For me personally, I find it much more helpful to see bags side by side versus just tape measurements. And then actually I lied, I have one last bag I want to share with you that might also be helpful. So this one here I did a review on recently. I've been enjoying this bag as well. Had it for the exact same amount of time, for about a month. This is the Polene Numero Neuf number 7 in the original size. This is not the mini, this is the original size, whereas this one here is the mini size. So I just wanted to share with you kind of side by side how it looks. I think many of you, based on my review video of this one, you had said that you were debating which bag to order from Polene because you wanted to try out the brand, and some of you were torn between these two. Out of the 3 that I received, I've been using these 2. I haven't used the third one, the Numero Neuf Mini, yet, so you can tell already of the 3, these 2 are my favorites, but they're very different. This is super structured, this is very soft, and the sizes are different too, but I thought this might be helpful as well, in case you're trying to decide which one is right for you. Okay, next let's move on to the weight of the bag, and unlike many other brands, I love the fact that Polene actually posts the weight of their handbags, or at least approximate weight, on their website. I think that's very thoughtful of them. It's very helpful for those of us who are concerned with the weight of our bags. If they're too heavy, they start to get a bit overwhelming on our shoulders and they start to hurt. So I'm always looking for lighter bags, and I'm happy to report that all 3 of the Polene bags that I received are under 2 pounds, which happens to be my personal cutoff. But let's find out the weight of this one here, the Numero Neuf Mini, with the strap tucked inside. So this is coming in at 437 grams, and we can do it also in pounds if that's easier, or ounces. Let me see. Let's do it in pounds and ounces. So it's coming in not even a pound. Wow. So it's 15.4 ounces. Don't know if you could see that. Let me put it on one more time and then I'll zoom in. Let's see. Yeah, so 15.4 ounces. That means this little bag is super light. It doesn't even weigh a full pound, which is amazing. I love light bags, but it's full leather, so they really did a nice job with pulling this off, didn't they? Because usually full leather bags are heavier. So yeah, under a pound for the Polene Numero Neuf Mini. All right, now let's take a look at what fits inside this adorable bag here. So I'm going to pull out the strap, and like I said before, you can completely remove the strap if you wanted to, and you could also add different straps and even chains if you wanted to change up the look of it. I love the versatility of that. So let's start with the ever so popular Louis Vuitton Mini Pochette. I think it's still popular, although the prices have gone a little crazy. If you're curious, now you do have to put it in long ways like this and then kind of shimmy it around so that it lays flat against the wall, but it does fit fine. The same thing with the Chanel Mini O case. Mine is in this bubblegum pink caviar, and it's kind of like the Mini Pochette, same way of going in. It's a little bit thinner, but there you have it. Now, frankly, I'm not going to carry both of these because I don't need both of them, but I wanted to share with you how they fit. If it's annoying for you to have to go sideways to pull something out, this bag may not be for you. I've gotten kind of used to it, and I use this for, just carrying my essentials, not a lot. Here, my phone, this is a plus size phone case. It's empty because you guys know I film with my phone, but that also fits. You shimmy it in vertically and then you kind of twist it over to the side like this. Also sunglasses. I'm not going to use my big Gucci hard case because that's going to take up too much room and it's actually going to be hard to get in, so I'm just using my soft pouch, but that goes in very smoothly, very easily. Don't know if you can see that. There you go. And then all of the other items like a card case, goes in very easily. Same with my key pouch. Anything that's like a small size like this, lipstick, coin purse, all goes in very easily. The only thing is it's kind of hard to see sometimes. And this is just a snack, one of my favorites. Chewy granola bar with dark chocolate from Trader Joe's. Sometimes I like to just have a quick snack with me. And honestly, when I'm running around with this, I don't even bother to snap it closed because this handle here kind of protects it. It's not like I'm going to drop my bag and have it tip all the way over. Even if it tips over on the side, I feel like it's okay. So unless I drop my bag completely upside down, I feel like it's still protected. But if you wanted to, you can easily use that one magnetic closure and it really retains the beautiful shape of the bag. So it's still very, very light even with the items in. And I do think I could still squeeze in some stuff, but like I said, I don't really carry a lot on a daily basis. And if I'm going to carry a lot, I probably wouldn't pick this bag because I have larger bags. But as you can see, it all gets in there. So I'm going to take all of this out and we're going to move on to wear and tear. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier in the video, I've had this bag for a little over a month and I've used it quite a bit because I wanted to get good use out of it before making this review video. And I even mentioned earlier that I've gotten this caught in the rain several times and the leather has not been affected at all. So in terms of wear and tear, the leather quality seems absolutely durable, very soft to the touch, really nice grains, but sturdy, so it's a nice balance. Whenever I get something wet in the rain, leather bags in particular, I feel like that is the ultimate test. So no wear as far as I can tell in the last month on the leather anywhere, even on the handle as I've been grabbing it like this. It's so convenient to just grab it like this. Now I'm kind of becoming a big believer in top handle bags. I wasn't before. You guys don't, I don't really have a lot of top handle bags. I have more flat bags, but the convenience of a top handle, wow, I'm really loving it. So even on the bottom here, while there's no feet, I've been putting this bag down pretty much anywhere, and as you can see, it's fine, beautiful stitch work. Yeah, I do wonder if over time the edges and the corners will wear, but I haven't had the bag long enough. If you're interested in having me do an updated review, maybe in 6 months or a year's time, let me know in the comments down below. And on the hardware on the outside here, I'm sure it bumps up against certain things, but I don't see any wear on the hardware. The only thing I will mention is on the inside magnetic snap closure here, there was actually a sticker. I mentioned in my Polene Numero Neuf review video not so long ago that there were stickers on basically every single piece of hardware, even on the tiniest pieces. They're so meticulous. And of course there was a sticker on here and I tore it off right away because I love the satisfaction of seeing the bright shiny hardware. I will say this part here, as you can see, it's scuffed up. The minute I started using it, it instantly scratched. I don't mind this because it's on the inside, no one's going to see it, and it's not like a defective kind of quality. It's not going to harm or affect the how the magnet works. It's actually still quite a strong magnet, as you can see. But yeah, there are scratches all over on both sides. So if that's going to bother you, something to be mindful of, but no signs of scratching on the other parts of the hardware on the outside. I think it's just because these two rub together so often like that. So that is it for wear and tear. That is the only part I wanted to really mention to you. I can't think of any other areas. This, I guess, is not really wear and tear, but something to note. On some few spots along the strap here, I can see that there's a little bit of that glue residue. It's like that whitish glue residue. And so I've been sort of like either leaving it alone, or when I'm bored, I might like just pick it off, as you can see here. So there is that. I don't think it's ruining the quality or the integrity of the bag. I just think it's excess glue here. So you decide how much or how little that bothers you. But for the price and the craftsmanship and the quality, the fact that it's handcrafted, made in Spain, the fact that it is a beautiful brother-sister family-owned business based out of Paris. I love the story. I just think it's a really nice bag. So I am going to talk quickly about storage and then we'll move on to my mod shots. Okay, so in terms of storage, I am using this beautiful, beautiful dust bag. I have to chuckle because I feel like in my unboxing, I raved so much about these dust bags. They're so soft and so thick and so high quality. I only mention it because I feel like the dust bag just speaks to how much thought they put into everything. This brand Polene. I mean, you've got dust bags from very high-end brands like Hermes and Chanel that are very thin and scratchy and see-through, and here we have this plush thick one. Anyway, I store all of my bags in their dust bags. So the way I do this, very easy because this bag stands up on its own. It's very, very easy to store, very easy to take out to restaurants, wherever you're going. It sits very nicely, and of course you can hang it with the strap as well on the back of your chair if you'd like. I literally just tuck it in like this. I'm not too careful with it. I tuck it inside so the strap is not dangling, and then I place it inside its own dust bag, cinch it, and voila, that's how I store it in my closet. All right, here I am at a department store. I noticed this mirror, and of course I thought of you guys, and I thought, oh, why don't I film some mod shots here with this little bag? I'm wearing a very casual outfit because we went strawberry picking right before. As you can see here, this is on the crook of my arm. Very comfortable, very lightweight. Even over my shirt, it fits comfortably, and I have the longer strap just dangling. I think it looks nice. And here it is across the body, very comfortable the way it sits on my hip. And here it is again on one shoulder, adjustable length. So I find it to be very easy. And this is a picture that my daughter took of us out at the strawberry fields. And yeah, that's it. So that is it for this review video. I hope you found it to be helpful. And if it was, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel and you enjoy this type of content, I would welcome you to join our handbag loving community. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.